Hello and welcome. This is a Halloween special, I guess. Onslaught. On the character Onslaught. So first I want to start off with his first fight / appearance with Hulk in Hulk Volume 1, Issue 445. Incredible Hulk Volume 1, Issue 445, I believe. Basically, Professor X, I believe, not Professor X. They basically confronted Onslaught, and they were helped by some of the Avengers and some of the X-Men. However, Onslaught basically tricked all of them, and he scared them all. He scared them all pretty good. Mind you, Professor Hulk is deemed to be the strongest up to that point, including Savage Hulk, as well as Mindless Hulk. And to begin with, the Professor is a fusion of Fix-It, Banner, and Savage Hulk. So basically 2 Hulks combined into one person. There's also the fact that Onslaught's a physical beast. I haven't even gotten into a lot of his psionic stuff yet, but he's a physical beast. Bro, he literally knocked Juggernaut out, across the country. He basically got knocked away from Vancouver all the way to New Jersey. Not specifically sure where in New Jersey, but New Jersey. Later on, Onslaught gets Juggernaut and proceeds to bully him, and basically says that the only reason that he hasn't killed him yet is because Sidorac's power is protecting him. But then he takes the gem from him. So yeah. This is the same Juggernaut described as being beyond elemental forces, the same one that got, or completely walked through Thor's God Blast. There's more Juggernaut stuff, but I'll go over it later. And then, there's also the fact that he possessed Thor, Onslaught possessed Thor. I made a video on Thor's mind resistance, or a short / TikTok, one or the other. But even Emma Frost with a fifth of the Phoenix Force wasn't able to affect him, and she did try. Moondragon with the Infinity Stone, with an Infinity Stone, the Mind Stone, was also unable to affect him. And the Mind Stone was literally used by Thanos to save him from his emotional conflicts, which by his own words were tearing him apart. And Thanos has literally traveled through planes of existence that are physical and metaphysical, meaning he probably meant he was getting torn apart on a literal physical level and a mental and spiritual / metaphysical level, which would line up with the fact that the cosmic abstracts Sire Hate and Mistress Love were mind taxing him. Thor has also resisted the mind hacks. Basically, that just shows how strong the Mind Stone is. Thor has also resisted the mind hacks of a deviant who controlled an entire civilizations, which, if it's talking about during that time, probably means tens of billions to at least 10 billion people. The same goes for a goddess who controlled many of the heroes on Earth, but I think you guys get it. I can add more, like the fact that he was able to overcome 9 attacks in the Thor annual from 2011. But I'll basically have all of this in like an album. You guys will be able to access. But yeah. Let's see. It literally talks about how Mindless Hulk was one of the only people capable of damaging Onslaught's armor or cracking it when none of the other heroes were able to. And of course, Onslaught was the creation of Xavier and Magneto. Magneto's his dark ego slash soul, and Xavier's negative feelings about humans. He contained Kid Franklin Richards, who wasn't able to do anything. There's also the fact that he had to have abducted him in the first place. But we're not going to go over the crimes he's done. We're going to go over his feats. Just for some context, Franklin Richards, he literally pulled a reverse card on Mephisto in his own realm. Even someone like Roma, who knows of and created the other world, and the Starlight Citadel, and oversees the Omniverse and on every plane of existence. Even she was like, this kid can reshape the cosmos, which means all the cosmology that she knows of. Other worlds are described as, quote, pan-dimensional, all-dimensional, so like all dimensions, all realities. From the other world, you can see eternity and infinity at their fullest forms, which might be a reference to multi-eternity or true multiversal eternity. And if it is, then Onslaught is just wow. But I'm just gonna lowball, go with something that's like safe end. This is referring to the eternity of a single universe, like 616, who should be, that eternity is something along the lines of multiple layers into Outerversal, arguably high Outerversal. But for safe purposes, he's at least 2 layers into Outerversal, because he scales above Dormammu, who's himself Outerversal. Like I said, with the Star Citadel, it oversees the infinite planes of the Omniverse, which I'd say is at least Outerversal the high Outerversal, because planes of existence, as shown with the Beyonder, he was literally going into realms like Mephisto's, Dormammu's, stuff like that. Which basically shows what type of threat Franklin Richards is. He's at least an eternity level threat, and considering that the Imkron crystal is located within the Citadel, and its destruction would destroy a portion of creation, the Omniverse. I'd say that Franklin has eternity to multi-eternity scaling, at least. There's also the fact that he subconsciously negated the attacks from a Celestial. He was also able to resist their mind attacks. The Celestials, literally an issue later, were surviving against the Ultimate Nullifier, which can affect someone like Galactus, who is Outerversal baseline. He also manipulated Franklin with an illusion whilst he was fighting his dad. So he also tanked a combined attack from Rogue, Cable, Gambit, Magneto, Cyclops, and Phoenix. I might have forgot some people, but that's a lot of powerhouses, you know what I mean. He also fought Phoenix Force Jean Grey and took the Phoenix Force from her. Across the infinite planes of existence, Professor X and the Phoenix combated. So that's at least, like I said, Outerversal scaling, because these planes of existence are in reference to realms like Mephisto's. Also, Galactus once nearly died against Phoenix. There was, however, this time that Phoenix admitted Galactus was sort of above her pay grade, and that she kind of had limits at that time, and he was above those, but that's really a non-factor now, and I just wanted to debunk that. But Onslaught tanked a basically it tanked the attack from a Galactus level being, combined with other people. I've yet to do the Magneto Black Air Force Energy vid, but trust me, he's got it. And tanks an attack from the Fantastic Four and other superheroes, and then proceeds to one-shot them. Its power increased after allowing Thor to break through its armor. Easily can override Jean Grey. He was able to possess the Hulk and make him change through different forms / beings / iterations. Furthermore, he can drag anyone out into the astral plane at will, meaning basically he can battlefield remove you or change the battlefield to where he is, which would be the astral plane. The astral plane is literally stated to be beyond normal realities, or the boundaries of reality. It's called a spirit realm. And there's also the fact that it's it's out-versal. Baseline out-versal. Beings like Silver Surfer and Galactus have a interesting connection to the spirit or the astral plane, which I'll dive into later on. Later on in video wise, I'll make a video about it. But yeah. Despite being telepathically blocked from others, Onslaught could still make Cyclops attack others and himself. Even whilst in the negative zone, Onslaught is able to affect Captain America's dreams. The negative zone is, I believe, the negative zone's a mere antimatter universe to the 616. So that's what? High hyperscaling. I'm pretty sure Richards has to when he's going through the infinite dimensions and stuff like that, he sees the negative zone. The negative zone, I haven't really done cosmological research into it, but suffice to say, it's pretty powerful if I remember correctly, because cosmology-wise, it's literally a mirror of the regular universe. And if my other sources are correct, there's in fact a singular multiversal negative zone that mirrors the whole multiverse. But I'll have to get back to you on that. But nonetheless, at the very least, he's affecting someone from another dimension. Onslaught can drain telepathic power, which is why telepathic shields are useless against him. And he can manifest imaginary friends in the minds of others, like Franklin Richards. So, I'm not sure if that classifies as schizophrenia. Well, it's not schizophrenia because there's something actually there, but I guess that's something he can do. I hope he doesn't do it to you or me personally, but I don't know. I guess that's something he can do. That it feels weird to talk about, the whole imaginary friends thing, because, some people, never mind. And, anyways, he can easily break through mental barriers of people like Charles Xavier to steal their memories. Funnily enough, I forgot to mention this. When he, knocked away Juggernaut, I'm pretty sure he put a mental block on him so that he couldn't actually say his name. And he was only able to mutter Onslaught before literally going into a coma. He got knocked out so hard and so far that he got put into a coma. Onslaught can make holes / ripples in reality, such as the fact when he was fighting Mindless Hulk. At the end of it, he literally knocked him. Well, I'll get into that later, actually. But he can make holes in reality. He can literally pull memories into reality to serve him. Which is not only reality warping, but also creation. And he has invisibility, of course. But not like invisible because he's making you so you don't see him mentally, but like actual invisibility. Apocalypse literally says the collective psionic energy of all living creatures is drained by his very existence. That is wild. If Apocalypse is talking about like just the universe, that's wild. Because the collective unconscious, which exists in Marvel, in and of itself has a good scaling, like scaling to beings like the gods. But yeah. He has this weird thing where he like can control the minds of others and use it to teleport. He's also cast illusions on beings like the Thing. And if it wasn't for Cable, he would have one-shot multiple different heroes and killed them. He can control your elemental powers, such as flames. This kind of goes back to his Juggernaut scaling above elemental forces. That sort of scaling, meaning things like any form of fire, like just physical fire, or maybe even mental fire, he can control and manipulate. He destroyed literally all of Earth's heroes, but because Franklin created a pocket dimension world for them, they survived. He can also traverse dimensions, such as when he opened up the negative zone and reduced Wolverine to the state of a baby, basically. Controlled Iceman and made Storm relive trauma, which has got to be dang, bro. Just dang. Red Onslaught, so Red Skull with the power, a clone of Red Skull with the power of Onslaught, broadcast a telepathic hatred wave that affected Thor, who we've gone over before, Hulk, Vision, Doctor Strange, and Doctor Doom. And the entire world, I guess. But, bro, Strange and Doom should have better mind resistance than even Thor. So the fact that he was able to do that, wild. And this isn't even like Onslaught. This is someone with the power of Onslaught. Red Onslaught in and of himself deserves a video of his own. Low key, might do a matchup with him, but yeah. Composite Red Skull versus Composite Joker, question mark. He also destroyed an armor of psionic energy. True Onslaught, when he was broken out of his armor, or freed from his armor by Mindless Hulk shattering it or cracking it, became a thought, perception, an idea, a concept. He was psychic energy itself and became reality itself, and reality rejected the Avengers. Even when Thor attempted to, Thor basically came in with the idea that the flesh or sinew of himself would be able to contain Onslaught, but he literally wasn't able to. He literally got one shot. Mind you, this is the same Thor that could push the World Engine, something that literally had the World Tree Yggdrasil which has infinite realms that are all the size of 616, or all the size of or larger than 616 on it, and he moved that. He moved the World Tree with the World Engine, and that's how strong his body is. And he still got one shot by Onslaught. So Onslaught has Yggdrasil scaling too. More heroes try to join in absorbing Onslaught, but when mutants touch him, his powers basically expand, and he basically gets their powers, sort of deal. Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman tried to join too, or join too. Invisible Woman's pretty wild power scaling wise. She definitely deserves a video, but so many of these characters deserve videos, but she has universal scaling with her shields, the whole incursion situation later on, and there's stuff before that, but yeah. And it took the X-Men and Phoenix, it took the X-Men and the Phoenix, I should say. And then he sort of was killed. Just to recap, Onslaught's armor was only shattered by Mindless Hulk, who should be stronger than the Mindless Hulk previous Mindless Hulk appearances. Dude, he literally had red eyes, which sort of indicates to me he's sort of going wild. And there's also the fact that Hulk on his own's out of reversal. When Nightmare separated Banner from Hulk was dangerous. And even afterwards, when Hulk got unleashed, he wrecked Nightmare's realm. Mind you, Nightmare is an abstract entity who literally feeds on dreams and nightmares. Nightmare deserves, this is the third or fourth character I say, but Nightmare literally deserves his own video. But suffice to say, Nightmare, in his base scaling, is shown to be able to fight with beings like Loki, Doctor Strange, and with a third of all humans asleep. Mind you, this is back in something like the 80s, so the population's 2 billion less, so 2 billion humans, or something like that. He's able to trap Eternity, the same Eternity who scales above Dormammu, who controls the Dark Dimension, which is literally a realm with infinite dimensions within it, some of which affect your own dimensionality, one of which is a literal death dimension, which means it's a conceptual realm, which means 1A scaling out of reversal. But yeah, Dormammu's realm's 2 layers into outer reversal. Eternity's at least 1 level above that, and Nightmare was able to trap him with a third of humans asleep. And even Nightmare in base has been sort of a problem or threat, and Hulk was able to smash up his realm. So Hulk has a literal scaling to abstract beings. I'm not even going to get started with the Undying ones because I have a video of them out. Why Hulk is out of reversal, just look that up. That's one of my videos. But yeah, Onslaught is a beast. He should literally scale to cosmic abstracts and to beings who have fought cosmic abstracts. And if you want to talk about cosmology in Marvel, then at that point, Onslaught is something like high out of reversal, if you really want to get into all of it. But a safe lowball for Onslaught is multi-universal to multiversal, and then a more accurate range is out of reversal. That'll be all. Have a great day.